Hey guys, welcome or welcome back. Sorry, it's Paula with Paula's Imperfect Plans. Today I am setting up my month of June in my budget planner. So in my budget planner, this is a Happy Planner 2024 monthly planner. And then I just kind of add and change what I need to adapt. So I do not do much on the monthly spread. I'm just going to do a little bit, I think, of decoration here. And then I will move on to the next stuff. I think I'm just going to do some sunflowers. I do add a few things here. I've gotten bad. I used to very much have my due dates for things all in my monthly spread. But just, as long as I've been doing this, I just feel really confident in how I have everything set up that I do not need the dates. Like, I don't need to see that on the monthly spread anymore, just because I have a really good handle on, which paychecks they come out of and how to do it that way. So I don't feel like I need to see them on every monthly spread. I did do it for one of the last ones, basically just to use the page. But what I'm finding to be more helpful, so there are some things, like for instance, so this is the note of our daycare schedule. So I get how our daycare, or it's the before and after program at our school, which then is also the summer daycare for my kids. And so they have that. It just, sometimes the billing gets confusing to me, because it used to be, they did it every 2 weeks, and it used to be that, I used to be ahead and now I'm behind. So like, let's see, on May 31st, well, actually on the 30th, but it'll be the 31st paycheck. The 30th, the bill will automatically come out. I can pay it sooner. I get the bill this day, but it automatically comes out on the 30th if I don't pay it before that. But it's for the week of the 6th and the week of the 13th. So through the 17th, I get the bill early this week, and it automatically comes out here. So it's behind. So as I was going into the summer, I don't know if they're going to do it. This is the first time we've used the before and after school program as like our summer daycare, because in the past my girls were in a different daycare, and so it was easier to just move my son with them. But now that they're all a little bit older and closer to school age, we're now moving them up, and then next year they'll all be in that same building where we are currently doing the daycare, where my son goes to school. So if they do summer the same way they do the billing during the year, I was putting the notes of what weeks, in this which weeks of daycare would be due on which days, to make sure that I had just had it budgeted correctly, to make sure that I had my daycare costs covered. We got invited on a trip that weekend. To a cabin with a few couples that are also going, who I don't actually know, but they're coworkers of my husband's. Other than that, I don't put a lot of stuff on here. Like I said, I just have gotten used to what our schedule is, and I have it divided out by paycheck. This is our kind of my June dashboard, and I haven't consistently used it. I think I used it. I didn't use it in May. I might have used it in April. But really focusing on priorities and goals. And so I'm going to get back to that, I think, hopefully. Sometime maybe I'll do that before I actually post this video and do my June goals as part of my June setup. But this is going to be our sinking fund. Here is what we're going to put on this very first page of the month and on. So I'm just kind of adapting and changing these. I don't care that it doesn't look, with the dots. Like we just make it work, and I just do what seems like a good idea at the time. I'll put the categories down the side, the original amounts, plus or minus, and the ending amounts. It doesn't have to be a huge thing, but this will be our sinking fund spread here on that page. And then, okay, so then I gotta open this back up and make sure I know what's going on here. So now I have my paycheck budget breakdown sheets, which I just, sorry for the arm, sorry, which I just printed, and I need to punch them. I got, this is now a 32-pound paper, which is a little heavier, so I'm actually going to try it not using any like washi or anything there to see how that goes. Because I had been doing like washi strips and stickers for any pages that were not actually Happy Planner paper to make sure I had, and to make sure it was strong enough so that we're not, whoops. So I'm not getting these pages down here entirely ripped because of how often I'm flipping through this and putting them back on and stuff, because I am in here a lot. It's getting better the longer I do this, because then I don't feel like maybe I sit and obsess about it quite as much. But anyway, so that's our paycheck budget breakdown sheet. The back of that page is where I do kind of schedule out my cash breakdown, as well as payments that are going strictly to the credit card, like so bills that need to go on the credit card with this paycheck, and things that need to be transferred into the sinking fund. With this, then I have kind of a tentative denomination, what I need for bills, and then if I have bills, I subtract from that and put it on my teller slip that I have, which reminded me that I had one and dropped it. That's the last one of the ones I printed. Okay, so then we're going to go into this. So this is going to be our spending tracker. So this is what you will see when you are, if you watch my check-ins. This is the sheet that I use for that, where I go through and I talk about what purchases I have made that were non-cash spending and what categories I'm pulling them out of for variable envelopes or sinking funds, and then see those being unstuffed and paid back. So this is going to be my spending, what do I call that? Yeah, my spending tracker for the month, or for this first paycheck, I guess. So I'm gonna go in here and I'm just gonna write, not with the dot marker, so that is our spending tracker for that pay period. And then we flip over to, these are our expense trackers. These stickers are, I don't even know if I ended up posting that video, but I did get some stickers from Life in Envelopes when I was, when she had a sale. I got some expense tracker. I think that's all I did was the expense trackers. Yeah, for the months of June, July, and August to use in here. So that is how I do that. I'm just going to come in here and draw my lines, and I always mess this up. I need to just, I don't know why I don't just measure. I don't know why that's so difficult for me to do, but apparently it is. So date, and then I usually do also date and type, and then if we do description, I don't always use, I mean, I haven't been using the category column. That's the only part of her trackers that I don't use, so I will continue to, I'll just put them in there. So then if she does plus minus, I'm just going to do I'm going to divide that into two sections and do it as credit and debit, and then the ending, the balance. So that's how I use that. I'm going to quickly draw the lines on the other side. All right, so now we have all the lines drawn in there. So those will be my two, on here sheet listed as expense tracker. To me, it's really a transaction log because I'm really doing all of the transactions that I need to keep track of. But alas, that is fine. So the debt tracker, I like to make this back dashboard page into the debt tracker. So it's just in the middle of the book, which does not matter because you'll still see it when you see it. You'll still, oops. What's happening? Whoa, that was weird. Okay. Well, she just got all sorts of messed up all of a sudden. Okay, so you'll see it whenever you see it, and it doesn't really matter to you guys, or it won't be noticeable at all that it's in the middle of the book. But I like this page for the debt tracker, so I have just kind of made the opportunity for that to be there. Okay, and then we will put in our next paycheck budget page. So hang on, I've got to punch that. Then we go into this paycheck budget, which is the 28th. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing with just a small amount of washi on here. Huh. I wonder if it's just old. It's not working as well. I have had most of this washi for quite a while. Weird. So weird. Okay. Just put a little bit of that there. This underneath. Okay, so that's the paycheck budget sheet, and then on this side of it is our cash breakdown, our breakdown of what payments are made right to the credit card for bills and which transfers or transactions go right to the, or which things, the amounts that are transferred to the high yield savings for sinking funds. And then we move on to this page, and this is where I add in where I add in the second pack of paper. So this is not a page that was originally in this book. I got just kind of a generic happy planner, whatever, extra pages or whatever you, just like a package of paper that has lined on one side and then dot grid on the other. And so then I set this up. So after the paycheck budget, the next thing that we will do will be, let's write it in silver, see how that goes. Probably not very well, but all right, so this is our spending tracker. And then how we do that for these on here is we first write the amount, and then we write the description of the purchase. Then we put the category and whether we will have to pay it back to the bank in cash, and then the check mark when it is done. So that is how I use this page. And again, you'll see that if you watch weekly check-ins, that's where you will see this this particular page being used. And then after this one, we move on to then we go on to, again, another page with our expense tracker. So I will come in here and just draw my lines later. Didn't realize this was dot grid on the back of the lined page when I bought it. So I just come in and you don't have to. I mean, some people write totally fine on dot grid paper. I struggle, so I usually give myself some lines, horizontal lines as well as my vertical lines, so I'll come in and do those later. There's no need for you to see that. And then here I've got this last page at the end. I guess if I need another expense tracker page or something, that will be there. But otherwise, that is what we have for the month of June, 2 paychecks. And this is all set up for our 2 paycheck budget. So if you, 2 paycheck budget. So if you have any questions, as always, please let me know. I'm happy to answer anything that I can. And until next time, bye.